There are men who break the world with violence, and there are men who patiently wait to buy the broken pieces. You were taught to be a patriot. You were taught to fight the West. But when the hammer and sickle finally fell, you didn't go down with the ship. You stole the lifeboats. This is what it's like to be the architect of the modern Russian underworld. This is how you, a highly trained intelligence officer, engineered the most dangerous, state-sponsored criminal syndicate on Earth. And this is how the American government, terrified of the alternative, watched you do it and did absolutely nothing. Level 1. The collapse. The intelligence officer. Nobody told you the Soviet Union was going to die, but the choice made itself. It is 1991. You are 35 years old, a major in the KGB, sitting in your freezing office at the Lubyanka in Moscow. The economy is bleeding out. People are standing in line for hours just to buy stale bread, while the politicians panic. Your monthly salary is suddenly worthless, unable to buy a single cup of coffee. You look out the window as your colleagues frantically burn highly classified state documents in the courtyard. They are terrified of the changing regime. But you aren't panicking, you are calculating. You realize that communism is entirely dead, but capitalism is just a black market with better suits. You have something far more valuable than money. You have access. You have the codes to the state armories, the maps of the international smuggling routes, and the blackmail files on every corrupt politician in the country. You look at the failing state around you and you make a choice. You decide that you are not going to be a victim of history. If the country is being sold for scrap, you are going to be the one holding the hammer. You take off your uniform, and you step into the shadows. Level 2. The Unholy Alliance, the Vory, but you have a massive problem. The KGB has brains, logistics, and intelligence, but you don't control the streets. To truly dominate the chaos of post-Soviet Russia, you need ruthless, disposable muscle. You go to the one place where true violence lives, the brutal prison camps. You arrange a meeting with a VoryVZakone, a thief-in-law. These are the ancient bosses of the Russian underworld, heavily tattooed men who run the prison economy the exact same way MS-13 shot callers run maximum security cell blocks from inside American federal prisons. They have armies of young, violent men willing to die for their street codes. You sit across from the mob boss. You don't threaten him, you make him an offer that changes global history. You offer him a partnership. You tell him the KGB will provide his men with fake international passports, heavy military weapons, and absolute immunity from state prosecution. In exchange, his street soldiers will become the unofficial, off-the-books enforcers for your new operations. The mob boss smiles. Overnight, the terrifying line between the Russian state intelligence apparatus and the criminal underworld completely vanishes. Level 3. The Great Looting, the Oligarch. It is the mid-1990s. The West calls this era privatization. You call it the greatest heist in human history. The new Russian government is desperately auctioning off massive, state-owned oil refineries, aluminum plants, and banks for pennies on the dollar. You use your newly acquired Mafia muscle to completely rig the game. When a legitimate businessman tries to bid against you for $1 billion steel plant, your enforcers pay him a visit. Just like a Mexican territory commander who uses the absolute threat of violence to maintain control over local businesses, your men wait outside the businessman's apartment. They shatter his legs with steel pipes, or they put a bullet in the back of his head before he can submit his paperwork. Fear maintains itself perfectly. Because all your rivals are terrified or dead, you purchase the $1 billion steel plant for a few $100,000. You take over the shipping ports. You take over the natural gas pipelines. You are no longer just a spy or a criminal, you are an oligarch. You trade your cheap Soviet suit for a bespoke Italian cut. You have a private security detail of heavily armed former military men, living in a heavily fortified compound behind 20-foot walls, exactly like the regional chiefs of the Colombian cartels. You own the country now. Level 4. The global washing machine, the financial controller. You are drowning in billions of dollars in stolen state wealth, but dirty money is completely useless if you can't spend it in the West. You need to wash it. You transition your operation. You don't touch the street violence anymore. Your product becomes spreadsheets, shell companies, and international wire transfers. You build a global financial structure so impossibly complex that international investigators need warrants in 6 different countries just to follow a single transaction. Like the Chinese triads who use legitimate businesses like karaoke bars and noodle shops to quietly wash tens of millions in illegal profits, you use your newly acquired oil and aluminum companies to legitimize your stolen wealth. Your office overlooks Red Square. You regularly meet with elite international bankers in London and New York. They know exactly who you are, and they know exactly where the money comes from, but the massive fees you pay them are simply too good for them to care. You use Panamanian shell companies, offshore trusts in Cyprus, and numbered accounts in Switzerland. You learn that being highly valuable today means you are a massive liability tomorrow, so you quietly secure 3 different passports and properties in countries without extradition treaties, just in case. Level 5. The American expansion, the Brighton beachfront. Russia is no longer big enough for your ambition. You send your Mafia lieutenants across the ocean to the United States. They establish a massive beachhead in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn. But your men don't operate like the American Mafia or the Latin American cartels. They don't stand on street corners selling drugs. That kind of petty crime attracts too much police attention. Because your men were trained by the KGB, they attack the American system on a structural level. Your operatives orchestrate the infamous daisy chain fuel tax fraud. By passing commercial fuel through a complex web of phantom shell companies, your mafia steals hundreds of millions of dollars directly from the US government in unpaid taxes. You run massive Medicare scams, stock market manipulation, and illegal arms trafficking. The FBI and local police are completely overwhelmed. They are used to fighting street thugs who settle disputes with baseball bats. They have absolutely no idea how to fight state-trained intelligence officers who treat organized crime like a highly sophisticated military operation. Level 6. The CIA's blind eye, the acid. You are making billions, and your network is deeply embedded in the American financial system. You know the FBI is watching. You know the US Treasury has red flags on your offshore accounts. But the hammer never falls. Why doesn't the American government completely shut you down? You meet a former CIA contact in a luxury hotel in Vienna, and you realize the dark truth. The CIA is letting you do it. It is the 1990s, and the American intelligence apparatus is terrified. They are looking at the massive instability in Russia and they are absolutely panicked that the economy will completely collapse. If Russia starves, the CIA believes the hardcore communists will rise back to power, or far worse, that unemployed Soviet generals will start selling highly unsecured nuclear weapons on the global black market. The US State Department and the CIA make a terrifying, quiet calculation. They decide that a corrupt, mafia-run capitalist Russia is significantly safer than a chaotic, starving Russia. They decide they would rather deal with a greedy mobster than a desperate communist with a nuke. So, when your organization launders billions of dollars through the Bank of New York, the American intelligence agencies look the other way. Just like local police commanders who are paid to ignore cartel product moving through their territory, the highest levels of global intelligence ignore your massive crimes because it serves their geopolitical interests. They let you build an untouchable criminal empire because they falsely believe your greed is buying global stability. Level 7. The State Reborn, the merger. Fast forward 20 years. The chaotic, bloody days of the 1990s are completely over. A new regime takes total control of Moscow. The KGB simply changes its acronym to the FSB, but it is the exact same machine, run by the exact same people. But something fundamental has shifted. The Mafia didn't just infiltrate the Russian government, the Mafia became the Russian government. The lines are not just blurred, they are entirely erased. You don't negotiate with the government anymore, you receive orders from them. When the State Intelligence Service needs a political dissident or a runaway spy assassinated in London or Berlin, they don't risk an international incident by sending an official government agent. Instead, they call you, and you send a Mafia hitman to do the job. In return, when your criminal syndicate needs a shipping lane cleared to move heroin from Afghanistan into Europe, the state border guards magically look the other way. You run your empire exactly like a cartel strategic lieutenant sitting in a war room, deciding which politicians to corrupt, which officials to eliminate, and which international markets to violently invade. The state provides the ultimate protection, and the Mafia provides the absolute, deniable violence. It is the perfect, terrifying symbiosis. Level 8. The untouchable reality, the king. You are 65 years old now. You have reached the absolute peak of power. You own a 300-foot mega yacht docked in Monaco and a sprawling, $50 million mansion in London. You send your children to the most elite, expensive boarding schools in Switzerland. You watch the international news on your massive television. You see American politicians taking credit for small, insignificant drug busts, arresting low-level mules at airports who were desperately trying to make $5,000 to pay their rent. You smile, because you know they are fighting shadows. The real power doesn't cross the border in a hard-shell suitcase. The real power wears a bespoke suit, sits on the board of state-owned energy companies, and dines with global heads of state. You remember being a young, desperate KGB officer watching the Soviet Union completely collapse. You remember the fear, the worthless money, and the burning documents. Look at you now. You control an empire that spans the entire globe. You manipulate global energy prices, you fund massive cybercrime networks, and you operate with the absolute protection of a nuclear-armed state. The Americans thought they defeated you in 1991 when the Cold War ended. They were completely wrong. You didn't lose the Cold War. You just changed the rules of the game so entirely that they didn't even realize they were still playing. Level 9. The cycle, the ghost story. The CIA and the Western intelligence agencies eventually realize their catastrophic mistake, but they are 30 years too late. The small, corrupt network they deliberately ignored in the 1990s has metastasized into a massive, untouchable global superpower. There is no retirement for a man who knows as much as you do. If you ever try to walk away, your own people will kill you because you are simply too dangerous to be left alive. You are a prisoner in a golden cage, endlessly looking over your shoulder, trusting absolutely no one. But the machine you built will never die. Even if you suffer a fatal heart attack tomorrow, or fall out of a high-rise window because you offended the wrong politician, the system will not even stutter. A new intelligence officer or a new oligarch will simply step up and take your place. The dark money will keep flowing through the offshore banks. The political enemies will keep disappearing. The vast, invisible empire built on blood, state secrets, and global corruption will keep expanding. You were the architect of the abyss, and now you are just a legend, a terrifying ghost story that proves what happens when the world looks the other way. The KGB is dead, but the machine you built from its ashes is still running.